Now, what about your book, The Third Eye? Do you feel that the movie industry or Warner Brothers or the Wachowskis or James Cameron stole from you?
What about it? What's the question?
Oh, I'm just asking, what about your book? Do you feel that they stole from you?
My book, I don't have no feelings. They adapted my copyrighted book and copyrighted script to the screen, just like they did J.R. Tolkien's Lords of the Ring book, but they did in The Hobbit, they paid him and they counterfeited my work. And the government is being paid off to not prosecute them. Because that's what my whole California case was. Under the Constitution, we can do citizen arrest. We can also call for, the prosecution of people when they do things illegal. It's the same thing that Lil Nas X did with Nike. He knew that Nike had copyrights and trademarks. They knew I had copyrights and trademark to the work also, but that didn't stop them from counterfeiting. And when you go
Absolutely.
to the US Attorney's Office or the DA's office for blue collar crime, a white collar crime, you go to the US Attorney's Office and they don't prosecute. That's because they're being paid not to prosecute people. And then they turn around and I file lawsuits and I won the lawsuits, but they own the media, so they don't publicize it. So you guys are left in the dark and don't know what's going on because you're not in control of your own media.
Okay, so to put it in another way, without your book, The Third Eye, the Matrix movies, the Terminator movies would not exist.
That's correct, because they adapted the first 1999 movie, those 4 Oscars. They won 4 Oscars. Those 4 Oscars belong to me. And when they did two and three, they were still using the graphics, the special effects I created, the dialogue, um, everything but the concept. They tried to change the concept. But the characters, the logo, the special effects, the graphics, all of that came from me, dialogue. But they try to change the concept to go in another direction so they could steal the whole franchise. But it didn't work. And I made it into a dream in Matrix 4 Evolution. I made two and three with the concept was horrible. Into Evolution, everything could continue because the Matrix, Reloaded, Rebellion, Revolution, and Evolution all come from me in my book, in
Mm.
my work.
Okay, and
Nothing
what?
came from them. They didn't invent anything. They tried to, women, they tried to copyright a generic word, matrix. Matrix is a Latin, 7,000-year-old Latin word meaning the woman's womb, her stargate, her portal. Matrix is like the word cola, a generic. You can't copyright cola. No one can, and no one can copyright Matrix. It's a generic. But what I copyrighted and trademarked was the Matrix and the characters and the graphics and the special effects and the dialogue. I'll be back. Terminator, End Time Revelations.
Yes, so that's something that I came across too. So the famous Schwarzenegger line, "I'll be back," came from the Third Eye book.
That's right. That is absolutely. And he owes me money for it. Every time he used it in his campaign, when he was campaigning for governor of California, every time he used it anytime publicly, he still owes me money. He offered me $5 million for the Terminator copyrights. I turned him down. Warner Brothers Studios offered me 5 to 7 million for the copyrights that are worth billions of dollars. If I'm a prodigy and I'm 100 years ahead and I wrote The Matrix and Terminator, would I not know how much my work is worth? Now, a regular person would have not known. They would have sold for 5 or 7, and they would be on this interview right now talking about how they got cheated out of billions of dollars and they took. But I'm the owner and the creator, and my work is worth billions of dollars.